Later on, maybe not even 2 hours later, I go off my computer, I go in the room, and I'm making up my bed, and I see Ted Williams on television, and he's on everybody's show. And of course, I think I'm the one who discovered
That
him
discovered him, yes. But Doria,
because
you did.
I went straight to Facebook and told all my Facebook friends to go out there and say, get that man a job so he would have a whole lot of hits. And of course, I feel like I discovered him. So now he had his family on Dr. Phil, and they're trying to reunite everybody. And this man has been saying, he got all kind of people
Right.
trying to give him jobs. And so anyway, he was on there with his family. And you saw the show a couple of days ago, and he's been saying he's clean and sober, he's clean and sober, he's clean and sober, he clean and sober, he clean and sober. Well, while they were in the hotel room, and his family was in another room, come to find out, he had his family buying him, what's that drink called?
Wild Irish?
No, the Goose.
Grey Goose vodka?
Grey Goose. They was buying because they when they booked his room for him, Dr. Phil had them for his safety lock the bar.
Oh.
Because Dr. Phil really believes that he needs to go to recovery. I mean, he likes him, and he knows that television is giving him a chance. He's got craft commercials coming up, but this is a lot for somebody who was on drugs, doing cocaine, drinking alcohol, the whole 9 yards. So he's another one that kind of moves when he's talking, and I said, he ain't completely clean. Though he's been that world that he is. Well, come and find out they got his family on there. They're trying to unite him. He had 2 of his kids go buy him some Grey Goose, bring it down to his room. He drank it, and then he had them take the bottles back to their room so that Dr. Phil and those guys would know. So how did that come out on television for the whole wide world to know? Because when him and his daughter, and he was in the room talking to his wife, and his daughter was in the room talking across their conversation, and he told them to, shut up. He was trying to talk to their mother. And she said, shut up. And it went into one of those ghetto fabulous things. It ended up, she said he hit her on the face, and she threw an ice bucket at him. So on television, he went from, I've been 2 years clean, to, I have to admit, I took a drink yesterday. I was so mad at him, but I told that we're up there looking at like, this is a TV series. And because I'm so excited for this guy, he's got a second chance. But the whole thing is for somebody who's been on the street, who's gone through what he's gone through, there's no way he's going to be able to get through this without help.
Absolutely.
He's never had professional help.
Absolutely.
So Dr. Phil finally convinced him. Alan, I wish you could have saw the show yesterday.
It was emotional, huh?
It was emotional, but it wasn't just emotional. It was the fact that he had been telling everybody he was 2 years clean. That's why they're giving him radio broadcasting jobs. You got football teams coming after him as an announcer. Kraft Commercial just signed a contract with him. Now, do you really think these people, just like these people are in awe with his voice, these same people who build you up, they will cut you down, take a drink and get drunk and don't come to work.
Yep.
So Dr. Phil finally convinced him. He said, this is about your recovery. He said, this is your last day. If you mess this up, you will never get this chance again. He said, because now you are in the public eye, and these people want you. They're willing to sign contracts with you. They're willing to pay you really good money, but I can tell you they're not going to put up with you drinking and not coming to your job. He said, and that's an eventuality. So Dr. Phil told him he wanted to send him right from the show to this hospital. Alan, I wish you could have seen the man, because you would have thought he was saying, I want to send you to hell. He wanted 2 days. I wish you could have just seen.
I'm gonna after you get through, I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna download the Dr. Phil show from the other day.
Series. You have to, and then tell me what you think. I'll probably be somewhere close to my computer, because I have this sound turned up. I will jump out my bed so we can talk about it afterwards. But Alan, you thought he was going to send him to some type of mental institution. He was went to this place in Texas.
That's a treatment
that's
center.
Beautiful. It's like a spa.
Yeah, it's an alcohol. It's an alcohol.
He did 2 days. And Dr. Phil said, "What do you need? Basically, what do you need 2 days for?" He said, "You want to go get a drunk on before you go? You know, I just want to see my kids and I want to see my girlfriend, my grandchildren, because he hasn't seen them." And then he said, "Oh, I'll fly your girlfriend out to you." That was not good enough. According to him, he did not want to get drunk, but he wanted 2 days. Alan, we could have seen it because this is live television. These people have given this man a job, broadcasting job. He's working on some station now as a getting paid. And he's just signed a contract with Kraft Foods because he just did a Kraft commercial. This man could be rolling. But what's going to happen is they're pulling him in so many different directions right now. He needs to pick a couple things and just but he needs to go to rehab.
Right.
And then I think people who work with him. And Dr. Phil said he does not believe in media coverage when somebody's in rehab. So he's not going to have cameras on him, but he needs to try to go to this rehab. You got to look it up.
I will.
love Ted Williams, but Ted Williams is not. He ain't gonna make it. He's been back to back saying he hasn't had a drink. Thank God. Thank you God for getting me here. Thank you God for. And then come to find out the man busted open some Red Goose and didn't think his family was gonna tell. His daughter got on television when they got in that fight. See, they all sat there and nobody admitted that this happened. And then the next day, him and his daughter got in a fight, and they aired the information on television. And Dr. Phil asked him. He says, "I'm going to ask you this one more time, because I've asked you several times. When is the last time?" He said, "You've contradicted yourself because you said, I've been off the drugs and I haven't had drinkers. But then yesterday you said something that indicated that it was only a year." And he said, "And quite frankly, I don't think you've gone that long." But then they aired the show where him and his daughter got into his fight. And she said, "He just fooling y'all because he been drinking every day. He take a drink every day. Every day. He needs help. God needs to know what y'all getting yourself into. He takes a drink every day." And Dr. Phil turned around and told them, he said, "Well, you guys lied too then." He said, "Because I asked you guys yesterday, had you seen your father drinking?" But then he had to turn around and look. And Alan, they knew something was wrong because Dr. Phil set up an appointment for him to get his teeth fixed. Now, when you see his teeth, you'll say, "I would have took that offer."
Yeah.
They wanted to try to get him because he's been a bum on the street. So they're trying to get his look together for television. So to show you how fast they do how fast they do things so that you can fit in. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They will send him to a dentist to get these horrible teeth, because he's an attractive man to me. But to get these horrible teeth fixed, he shows up late to the appointment, then they x-ray him, and he just decides to leave. And I said, "You know why he left? Because just like going to the doctor's office, why? They smell alcohol in your breath. They may have to give you a shot to do something, and that ain't gonna mix well with alcohol. And they take blood tests."
Mm-hmm.
And some of that, I think he got to thinking, they gonna bust me out on television. So he left. So Dr. Phil said, "And then you turned around and you showed up late to the show." He said, so he had to admit it.
Of course
so now
he did.
But he's speaking himself too, because he's like, "Well, I'm finally being recognized and I'm getting started, but this might make me lose my job." Well, he said, "No, I don't think it's going to make you lose your job." He said, "What's going to make you lose your job is 2 months from now, if you're still doing the same thing, you're showing up to work late." He says, "You won't have a job and you won't get another chance." So anyway, Alan, I'm going to let you go because my telephone is ringing.
All right, baby. I'll talk to you later. I don't mean it like that. You said I'm glad but you said I'm glad you having a good time with me. That's what I'm supposed to say. Thank you. You know, you wouldn't have to comment at all, but thank you. You know, my sister, she loves this whole technology thing, so like, whatever. I can stop.